a seat at the table with some men with confidence.
Are people inherently good or evil? Are you born good? Are you born evil? Oh, I'm seeing faces now. This is interesting.
I'm like, because you said born. You feel born.
People are born with a blank slate. All right. It's a clean slate. You haven't murdered anybody yet. You haven't robbed any banks. You haven't slept with anybody's wife or husband or whatever. You haven't done anything evil. So you have the same potential as everybody else. Now, what are you going to do with this blank slate? That's the question. But it does speak to the fact that we have to teach kids to be good and not tell lies that shows mankind's disposition, even though he comes into this earth screaming and yelling with a blank slate.
So are you saying people are born good?
I'm saying people are born with the potential to be good or evil.
It sounds like you're saying neutral.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said neutral. He said blank slate. Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, it's like Superman. Superman just happened to crash near the Kents who took him in and raised him. And they were good, homegrown American people, just the nicest apple pie kind of people you could have.
Terrence.
And they raised Superman to be
You see me shaking my
good
head.
person. And he grew up and he held on to those values. He was a good person. Hey, I got this power. And with all this power, I am responsible for being a good person to my world and to these people that I'm going to go ahead and adopt because I now know that I'm an alien from another planet.
Are you serious right now?
Yes. But then there's that other story where he landed in another place where he wasn't necessarily American per se. He was raised by a Mexican family.
Oh my gosh.
He grew up knowing those values. He still grew up with values, but they weren't American values. They weren't necessarily the best values, but he was still Superman, He was just...
So for those of you that cannot see, of course, none of you can see our faces right now.
But all of us.
The whole time when Rhino was telling his story, Terrence was shaking his head. Why was Terrence shaking his head? Because this is something we talk about all the time off camera. Like, because I mention Superman as an example all the time. Like, if you look at Superman, the story that is told in the regular universe with Superman is a perfect example of good parenting. Because every alternate version, every time displaced version, every alternate reality out there, Superman's a terrible person.
Awesome. It's awful, right? It's awful.
Any reality where he is not raised by the Kents, he's a prick.
And I'm shaking my head because before we started this, and it was just me and Tony up here talking, waiting for everybody else to come in. He literally said these same things, almost verbatim. I'm like, oh my gosh, are you freaking kidding me? I'm having this conversation again.
Okay, I didn't know that. So
I know, that's why.
Yeah, I know you weren't here.
That's why I'm shaking my head. Like, that is freakishly, like, I don't know how you guys are like that in sync to where you were saying the exact same words. It was crazy.
Okay, this is scaring me, so I'm just gonna say, yeah, I think people are born bad with the potential to be good.
Okay, so I'm gonna jump in here real quick because you said something that kind of helped me make my answer a little bit. We have to teach kids to be good. People teach kids to be bad. People teach, hate and racism and those types of things. So you're teaching kids to be bad. But conversely, we have to teach them to be good. And I think for me, hearing that was like, yeah, we have to teach them not to lie, teach them not to steal, teach them not to cheat, teach them not to do these things, because left to their own vices, they probably would. You know, I was really waiting for the cool youth pastor to come up with well, people are born into sin, and ergo we are born evil and can be redeemed based upon religious beliefs.
Yeah, I
So,
was trying to avoid that actually, because I want people to have their own decision. I don't want to be interjecting my personal feelings and beliefs to.
but the question was, what do you think?
Oh, wow! I guess I was unconsciously doing that, huh?
So
Yeah, be
it
you,
was,
man.
Yeah, I was about to say it's still you.
it was that's why I was like, what is he really? Okay. Anyway, yeah, I think that we are born evil, and then we have to consciously choose to do the right thing. And I, for me, I think that's why it's so difficult, because it's almost like you're going against your natural nature sometimes to be good, because by default we start off bad and we work to become better. Again, personal thought, that's just me, but I've
No,
also been known to be a jerk, so
You want to go, Sean?
Yeah, either one. So you always bring up the rear, but if you want to interject in the middle, it's something you can.
Okay, we're evil.
that was easy.
It was real easy.
I'm gonna be far more definitive
It's real
than y'all
easy.
guys are. I'm going straight to it.
It's real easy. People are stupid, do stupid things. People are evil, do evil things. Okay, so it's real easy. Do you know why it's real easy? Because evil is easy.
Right.
And
Well
I
said.
bet that all of us in our own individual ways can say that we have all tried to do good, right? Throughout our lives. You tried to live the good route.
Right.
Has it been easy for you?
No.
You get
No.
a lot of pushback, don't you?
Mhm.
You would have
Mhm.
gotten less pushback had you been evil. If you just went with the flow of the water,
Said frick it.
like forget laws and people's feelings. I'm just gonna do what I want to do.
I'm gonna
That's
do me.
easy. It's gonna be me. Anyway, that is easy. But good, respect, scruples, that's hard. And most people don't want to put in the work for that. Like I think that I don't know if it's as much as we're born evil as opposed to evil is the easier path to walk. It has less lumps in it. It doesn't really have an incline. Good is hard. But I was about to go to an old gospel song. You remember I'm climbing up on the rough side of the mountain?
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
Oh yeah.
That's good.
Indeed.
You're climbing up on the rough side
of the
of
mountain,
the mountain.
And I'm doing my best
to make it in.
And I'll leave it at that, Pastor Sean.
Yes, sir. You had so when you first started, like I knew my answer to, like, as far as overall inherently, but I'll tackle the boring issue first. I'm actually gonna go back to kind of where what I felt with Ryan, although I do feel like when it comes down to birthed into the world, before you know, of course, right? Before you know, I do think we do have more of like a blank slate. You have to figure out the way of the world, the social, whatever the case may be. But now I do feel that after that, yes. And you guys already stole it and took it from me when you said that, because you have to teach kids to be bad or to be good, or to be bad, though. Terrence said to be bad, but you both of these are taught, things for the most part. Now, if you are teaching them to be good, like Tony was saying, the path to do bad is something that they can do on their own. you can teach them that, hey, this comic book, you're supposed to buy it from the store. This is the way this goes. Okay. You have $1, you pay for the book, you leave. You see what I'm saying? You don't have to teach them that I want this comic book and I don't have $1, but I want this comic book and I want to walk out with it. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to teach them that part from that standpoint. From an overall standpoint, I feel like, and I took this from two different angles, because I started thinking about it when we started broaching this topic. Like, you know, if they came across and they said, you know, in Kingston, Ohio today, for the next couple of days, the particular law enforcement will be on strike. None of them are coming in. They're not showing up. They're mad about their pay. So none of the police force is going to be showing up. So residents, please be advised. Emergency outlets will still be responding to emergency stuff, but police forces will not be showing up. 911 will not respond to those particular calls, and no lawfulness will be being enforced in the town of Kingston, Ohio. If I lived in Kingston, Ohio, would I want to go to work for the next 2 days? The grocery store, anywhere? No, I'm probably gonna stay in my house with my gun cocked, waiting for some stupid stuff to happen. Okay, and in defense, which shows me that I feel overall, quick answer, people are inherently bad. If you take the rule of law away, anarchy, straight anarchy. I watched the movie The Purge, love that movie. Scared of that movie to a certain degree. The fear comes from, if it were to happen, if they were to announce, if they were to have an accidental announcement on the news or the radio, if somebody get a hold of all the airwaves and say, we're starting an actual purge in the USA for 24 hours, all crime is legal, just for the time frame that statement was out, I'd be scared. I'm, again, in my house with a weapon, waiting to chill and see what stupidness pops off now. Okay, now this makes it sound like I'm the most good person in the world. If I could run my resume truthfully to y'all right now on some of the stuff, if they did say that the law enforcement in Kingston, Ohio would not be, there'd be a couple places I would go with my weapon after I make sure, family, y'all safe, y'all good. Got a couple things that I want to do since there's no law. There's some things that I want to do personally that would usually be illegal. So I'm going to go do them. They would be bad things. Okay. So yeah, people inherently bad. This is an easy question to answer.
You don't still have my address, do you?
You wouldn't be involved. Y'all my boys, man. You can see that. And I do still have it, but it ain't got nothing to do with it.
Just saying.
Hey, if it's 24 hours.
Everybody good, everybody good, everybody good, everybody good, everybody good. You safe, you safe.
If it's 24
we're going
hours
shopping.
and you need backup, hey,
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Tone.
Stack up.
Same weapon. Like you said, go to do a little shopping. What I say earlier about Hunts Point? Yeah.
Really?
Right through there.
Oh my gosh.
No rule of law. Little gambling, a little stealing. I'm gonna have a little fun.
If you think about it, if they did issue a 24-hour all crime is legal, the law doesn't matter, then all the bad people, all the evil people are going to go and do what the evil people going to do. And the people who have practiced and at least set themselves to do good are going to do what they're going to do. So really the law is irrelevant. You know, what's really going to stand is God's law. You might go and kill a couple of people. Hey, it was legal. It was within 24 hours. But God doesn't put a statute of limitations for a day on sin.
Right about that. No, you're right about that, Rhino. In reality, that would be for real, the cost to the soul is those things when you start to think about it and our inherent beliefs and everything like that. It's like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna risk it. Trust me guys, I'm just playing. I'm not gonna risk it heavy enough at that point. I'm be in my house looking me like that part is for real. I'd probably be in my house scared for real.
I will say this though. Don't think just because I chose good that I don't know evil. I got to keep a little bit of evil tucked in my back pocket for when you evil folks show up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Because don't think I'm gonna give you another cheek to turn.
Well, see, some responses, bro, they can talk about that.
I'm
all
gonna
the time.
clap cheeks.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn cheeks.
Clap cheeks.
What? Oh my gosh. Oh boy. And this has been
Okay.
the Open
Oh,
Mics
Lord.
podcast.
Clap cheeks. Yeah, we got to go off with clap cheeks.
Thank
You
you
ain't
for
lying.
coming.
That's kind of
y'all
bring
for
it move
listening.
right there. That's just the time. Yeah, that's it. Woo.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've said enough. I think we've said enough to not have another.
Thank you for coming. We'll be back next week without Tony this time.
I think we've said enough to not ever have another podcast.
Yo.
To get canceled by YouTube. I think we're set. I think we've done enough.
But in serious tip, I think we had a pretty good show today. What y'all fellas think?
I think so.
Okay.
This has been fun.
It's always interesting when we get together, man.
This has been.
Anybody else got anything they want to add? Any cheeks they need to clap?
See that? He could not do it.
Hey man. I heard that clap sound, Sean.
That wasn't
That was it.
See that? See we had.
Thank you for your support.
And if you're not busy and you are already online and playing Modern Warfare 2, invite several Albarca to game with you and we can clap some cheeks. Modern Warfare. That's how I know the term.
I think that's on Xbox, right? On
Xbox, PlayStation is cross-gen.
Oh, okay. Well,
If you're on your computer, get on. I'll
Nope.
cut those cheeks.
no more cheeky jokes. But on that tip, I'm going to pass it to Terrence for the closing.
So normally I try to follow this up and put a nice little bow on this and ask people to drop a comment and share some more. I might pause on the cheek clap and share, but other than that, as always, thank y'all for listening. Like, share, subscribe. God bless you. Good night. Peace.
Good night.
Good night,
Peace.
everybody.